When did the Exodus happen? Have you ever wondered about the timing of the Exodus, the moment when the Israelites left Egypt? This event is central to many religious narratives and is steeped in history. The exact date of the Exodus is still a topic of discussion among scholars, archaeologists, and historians. Traditionally, the Exodus is seen as a key moment in religious literature, especially in the Hebrew Bible. It tells the story of the Israelites escaping slavery in Egypt and their journey toward the Promised Land. A significant location in this narrative is Mount Sinai, where Moses received the Ten Commandments. This makes it an important site for pilgrimage and religious history. Now, let's look at some chronological estimates. Some biblical timelines suggest that the Exodus took place around the 15th century before the Common Era, specifically around the year 1446 before the Common Era. This estimate is based on interpretations of biblical genealogies and Egyptian history. On the other hand, some scholars propose a later date in the 13th or 12th century before the Common Era. This aligns more closely with archaeological evidence regarding settlement patterns in the region. When it comes to archaeological and geographical evidence, things get a bit tricky. Currently, there is no conclusive archaeological proof that confirms the exact route taken during the Exodus or the precise location of Mount Sinai. Various proposed sites have been studied, including Jebel al-Makla in Saudi Arabia and Har Karkom in the Negev Desert. However, these sites remain as subjects of debate. Har Karkom, for instance, has been identified by archaeologist Emmanuel Anati as a sacred mountain, with signs of religious activity dating back to the 3rd millennium before the Common Era. If the Exodus narrative is linked to this area, it might suggest that the event occurred during the early Bronze Age C period, which is approximately between 2300 and 2000 BCE. Other proposed locations, such as Jebel al-Lawz in Saudi Arabia, lack credible archaeological or historical support as Mount Sinai. The architectural and cultural significance of these sacred sites cannot be overlooked. Places associated with the Exodus, like Mount Sinai, often feature ancient altars, petroglyphs, and possible water systems. These elements indicate their importance as pilgrimage destinations and centers of religious activity. The presence of cultic sites and large stone structures in these regions reflects a long-standing tradition of sacred mountains as places of divine encounter and worship. Identifying and preserving these sacred sites is essential for understanding the historical and religious context of the Exodus. Pilgrimages to traditional and proposed Mount Sinai locations are still significant for many religious communities today. They connect faith with historical geography. Archaeological research at these sites not only informs us about ancient Near Eastern cultures but also about the development of religious architecture linked to pilgrimage. While the exact timing of the Exodus remains uncertain, it is generally placed between the 3rd and 2nd millennia before the Common Era based on archaeological and historical evidence. The search for Mount Sinai and the route of the Exodus continues, with significant sacred sites like Har Karkom offering potential links to this biblical narrative. These sites hold architectural and religious importance, serving as focal points for pilgrimage and the study of ancient sacred landscapes.